It's a terrible thing that's caused us all to be here, but it's a wonderful thing that we're here. And I want to say to Quintrell, man, you're showing great leadership and doing a great job for our community. Quintrell. A few hours ago, I was over there watching a basketball game. I had a moment of silence for Tyler. Think about the life that is lost when somebody like that gets killed for no good reason. We can't afford to lose our young men or any young people. We have to come together. We have to speak up. We have to have our heads up. As government, we have to listen. We have to work with people. We have to find opportunities where opportunities don't exist. But it's up to all of us. And I think the big crowd here today shows that this is a community that's going to say, we're up to that challenge. We're not going to go on seeing young people's lives snuffed out for no good reason. It makes no sense. So I want you to know that I see a lot of people here today that are in government. My deputy mayor is here, and I see other councillors, Jennifer and Wei and others. We know that part of that job is ours. And I know that the deputy premier, and I know that Marion Mancini, who I saw here, and I know that all the folks here are here to say we want to do our part. We all have to do better. Minister Diab is here in the crowd. We want to do our part, and we need you to do your part. And this is doing your part, showing up and saying, this is not going to go on in our community. We cannot have this go on in our community. We're all going to step up and we're going to stop the violence. Woo!
Thanks so much to everybody for being here today, and I do want to recognize as well the hard work of Quintrell and Tracy for putting this on and stop the violence. It's not the first year, but we need to be together. You know, we need people like this, leaders in our community who bring us together to raise our voices collectively and say that this has to stop and that we need to work at solutions. And I believe that the mayor said it very well, that what you're doing today is a big step towards that. So thank you so much to you for being here. I did want to say there are a number of members of our legislature here today. I see Lavi Kasoulis and Joachim Stroink and Minister Diab, Lena Diab. And I'm very proud that we can come out with you, because this isn't a problem for government alone or for our police alone. The only way we can really address this, I'm sorry. They can't hear me. Uh-oh, hold it closer. Oh my gosh, I'll hold it closer, thanks for telling me. Also, I understand Ian Rankin is here as well, my colleague at the legislature, and Marion Mancini was mentioned. But you know, what I'm saying is that we can't solve this problem alone. It's not government's problem or just the police problem. It's a community issue that we need to come together. We need to work with your community leaders and work as one to find an answer, because this has been a tragic week in Halifax and in our province. And you know, my heart goes out to the families and friends and all of us who share in the loss of young, promising lives that we just can't accept. And we have to say, stop the violence. So thank you for coming today.
Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. Diana Whalen, thank you. Make some noise. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to say thank you to all of you who have stepped out this afternoon, who have shown your passion, who have shown that you too understand that this has to stop. This is not just one community situation or problem. This is not a problem for the government. It's a problem for all of us. And when I say all, I mean. When I say all, I mean. schools, communities, your neighbors, corporations. We need everyone to step up and help us secure our future for the young ones that are here in the crowd and for the prosperity of our province. We cannot have a province, a community, when we are looking at each other and smiling at each other during the day and disrespecting each other at night. Let's have it stop. Thank you. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen, audience. Make some noise. I want to bring somebody up from the Indigenous community. His name's Billy O'Neill. Sorry, Billy Lewis, my bad, people. My bad, please forgive me. Billy Lewis would like to speak to you.
Is this thing on?
Yep.
Can you hear me? All right. Hello.
Hello.
Well, that's the first time anybody told me to speak louder. Holy. Well, I'm here today. I was here and just came walking up from the ferry just to be here in solidarity. And I want to say before I even start that what some of the people have mentioned before, we have to bring all the communities together to deal with whatever violence there is, whether we're killing each other, whether we're killing ourselves. And so that's why for the last 4 days, my sister here, Raven, we had a circle, a sacred fire. Holy, that's not violent. right behind here for 4 days. We had a sacred fire out of respect and honor and to encourage the young people at Attawapiskat and other places across this country not to be killing themselves and to keep out hope and to keep it alive. And that's exactly why we're here today, because each and every one of us have a personal experience with that violence and losing our loved ones. And it does have to stop. And the only way it can stop is if everyone responsible for violence in any form, that they be accountable for that violence, and I don't care where they are on the spectrum, but whether they're most powerful or the least powerful, everyone has to take responsibility for that violence that's occurring. Yes. So let's not forget that when the issues come up on the front pages of the paper, that they're not just news items, they're the lives of the people we love and care for, and let's stop it now.
Make some noise, Hammerback. Make some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring Tendai up to say a few words to you, so make some noise.
First and foremost, I want to thank everyone for actually coming out here and supporting this march. You can't hear me? You all right? So, the first thing that I'd like to talk about today is this rhetoric that we need to stop killing each other. First and foremost, we have to acknowledge what's actually happening. Let's not just look at things at a surface level. Let's look at what's causing this to happen. But beyond that,
That's right.
I want to speak first and foremost to the media.
Right.
You need to stop this rhetoric of black-on-black violence.
Put your fists up, ladies and gentlemen. Put your fists up.
This community values each other. That's a fact. This community values the lives of everyone within it. So do not tarnish this community by creating this mirage or this fake reality that everyone in these communities are drug dealers or bad people who deserve this. Okay? The young men who have lost their lives this week are fathers, our sons, our uncles. These are people's family members. Can we show some empathy? Why are you victimizing people who have already had their lives taken away from them? I abhor that. Everyone here abhors that. No one wants that. Respect the families. Now, when we're looking at this from a broader perspective, again, you have a lot of people, even insinuations, even in the media and so forth, that, oh, maybe perhaps this man should have stayed in school, perhaps they should have been, doing something better with their lives. I work with a lot of kids who are in the schools, and we don't even want to acknowledge how this school system is failing them miserably.
Yeah! Yes! Yes!
We want to speak as if these are separate incidents of violence being committed by reckless people, being committed by psychopaths, and we're not acknowledging the conditions that are actually funneling people into this condition.
Yes!
As I work with the kids, I see these kids aren't doing well in school. And because these school systems are inherently racist. And I'm not here to sugarcoat things. And I'm not here to tell you I'm not here to tell people what they want to hear. I'm here to speak the truth.
Speak it! Speak it!
And if the truth makes you uncomfortable, that's your problem.
Yes!
This school system and this judicial system are two hands on the same beast. Alright? And so you're pushing our children out of school. And then you want to complain about what's happening to them. You want to complain about the violence. You're not realizing how you're pushing them into the violence. And these young men aren't just reckless, stupid people.
No.
They are being recruited.
Yes.
By who? Not people in the community.
No.
But you don't want to talk about that.
Yes.
You don't want to talk about who's actually running the show.
Yes.
But you want to victimize the pawn.
Yes.
You want to look at the pawns, at the victims of these conditions that have been created here. And then you want to say, no, stop the violence. Stop the black on black violence. I think we're talking about the politics of proximity. Black people will kill black people because they're around black people. Just like white people will kill white people because they're mostly around white people. And why are we even talking about these as two separate communities? Let's look at the legacies of this city. Let's look at how you funnel particular demographics into particular areas. No services in those areas, or poor services in those areas. I mean, ghettos are created. Ghettos are created.
Right.
These conditions are created.
Yep.
And so if you want to talk about stop the violence, we're talking about different levels of violence, which is also institutional violence that's creating this mere manifestations of the physical violence.
Yes.
I mean, someone up here was talking about, oh, it is not our responsibility alone, or it is not our problem alone. Distancing ourselves from responsibility.
Yep. Yep.
I wasn't born in this community, but I am part of this community.
Yes.
And so, whatever is happening in this community is my fault. And so, we have to individually take responsibility.
Yes.
Take the initiative.
Yes.
And after this rally, a lot of people will be asking, what now? Everyone always asks, what now? Believe me, this march fixes nothing. That's a fact. This march fixes nothing. What now is when the rallying calls come. When the posters come up of meetings happening. When we start talking about we need support, whether it is by your presence, whether it be financial, whether it be be by some other resource, that's when you step up. That's when you help out. That's when we're going to start creating initiatives for the system. That's when we're going to create initiatives that actually protect our community members from being preyed on
Yes.
by the people who are really manufacturing this violence. You think it's communities producing the guns? Do you think we are cooking all these drugs? So where are they coming from?
Exactly.
But you want to over-police our neighborhoods. You want to incarcerate all our men.
Yes.
You want to break our family structure.
Yes.
Then you just want to show up now to rallies and feel comfortable. And be like, yeah, I'm with it. Yeah, stop the violence. No. I urge law enforcement. You can look at me with a crooked eye, I don't care. But I urge law enforcement to not just look at the pawns. I'm sure you guys know who's running the deal here. I'm sure you guys know who's preying on these young men. I'm sure you know who's putting the guns in their hands. I'm sure you know who's putting the drugs in their hands.
Yes.
Let's go for those people. We cannot continue this.
Right.
So let's stop the violence at every level. Thank you for your time, people.
Yes.